On today's episode of Buds Mafia, we break down the entire draft, all the trades, or at least all the meaningful trades that happened. Gavin McKenna to Toronto, a lot of extensions. Brendan Carlo shipped his ass out. Let's break down the trades. Break down everything that happened for the team. Jason Robertson drama, Zach Werenski drama, Connor Hellebuyck drama. Knies staying put for now and hopefully for the foreseeable future. And then Jackson breaks down his love for Brandon Aiyuk and why Jackson pretty much goes on I think a 10 to 15 minute rant on the whole Brandon Aiyuk drama. So that's going to be awesome. So go check that out. And then we do our Deere Classic draft and then our betting segments. And then, of course, we talk about Team Canada soccer. Happy Canada Day. And we get into all that good stuff. Comment, like, subscribe. Go enjoy the episode.
Tavares coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! They score! Holy mackerel, they score! Morgan Riley! Mo Riley! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round!
Gonna run for it, he got it! And there he goes! Inside the 10, the 5! Oh, the play of the year in the NFL!
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 75 of the Buds Mafia podcast. Filming on a nice little Monday morning here. We just finished watching the playoff between Scotty and Victor. Absolute choke by Scotty. Giving the read 2 feet closer and just complete. I don't think that ball had a chance of going in. But yeah, it was a nice long weekend, or at least long as in just hockey, Gavin McKenna getting drafted, all the trades, me getting anxious pick by pick, seeing if Knies gets moved. Columbus just absolutely just overnight blowing up pretty much, just over the media. And apparently Don Winnell, the GM, had no idea that Marchenko wanted to move on until he heard the reports, which is kind of hilarious. So
that's good.
Winnipeg in shambles. We're going to talk a lot about that. And Jackson, and I can't wait to hear his Brendan Aiyuk breakdown. Because I'm so I keep forgetting about this guy, but then I listen to part of my take and obviously hear PFT because he's a Commanders fan. He's like, I think I want Brendan Aiyuk.
But no, I don't even think you want him now.
He's like, I'm also scared to have Brendan Aiyuk. Imagine your two receivers being Brendan Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel.
Deebo played well. Like he didn't play horrible.
No. And then you have Scary Terry, hopefully healthy. But we'll get into all that. Nice little morning golf yesterday. My dad got called to the bullpen. That was awesome. A lot of fun. You got to see Father slice.
That actually is not bad.
No, around the greens is really good, and his slice is hilarious. But he knows it.
The cross-handed grip fucked me up all day. If I'm being totally honest,
no glove too.
No glove. Cross-handed grip.
It's awesome.
Dude, it was wild.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we didn't play too hot, but it was fun.
It was fun, and I love when my dad loves just getting selfies on the golf course.
That was hilarious. So I love that.
And
my dad loves it too.
You and Nick were like, oh, okay. He actually showed my Oma came over for the Canada game yesterday. Shout out Canada. And my Oma obviously wants to see the pictures, and she showed them the picture. She's like, oh, I recognize him. He's a lot more handsome when he smiles, and he's smiling there in that picture. She sees you in the videos all the time. So that was awesome. That was awesome. But
Taylor just dropped a frosty out of the freezer.
No.
We're in shambles at the cold this morning. Yeah, I gotta dump.
I got a dump too, actually.
I was gonna draft. Wait, no, you go first. Well,
mine's about Canada. I was gonna draft Canada. Obviously, great win, but that's kind of boring. I'm gonna dump all these loser American fans, soccer fans against Canada who are like, oh my God, relax. It's around a 32 win. Jesse March, oh my God, kissing the badge. You're Canadian or you're American. Shut up. This is our third ever World Cup. Last World Cup in 2022. The previous one was 86. 2022 was the first time we've ever scored. And this time is the first time we've ever gotten a point and won a game. We're now a top 16 team in the country. I don't care if we're celebrating till the next World Cup. Who gives a shit? And it's like Jesse March kissing the Canadian badge is American. The American coach is from Switzerland, I'm pretty sure. I don't think in the history of the World Cup, I think a coach...
Does your coach not have to be?
No. You literally, if you'd have any part of resident or any lineage there, you can coach for that team. All the top... Go ahead.
The American national soccer team for the 2026 FIFA World Cup is Argentine manager Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah. It's just all the top countries are obviously England, Spain, although they're obviously their coaches are from there, but if you look at all these other coaches,
born in Argentina.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's because he did coach USA as assistant coach, and he said some things recently that American fans aren't happy about. He said like he had to beg his players to sing the national anthem, and they're like, "Keep our names out of your mouth." It's like, "Well, sing your anthem." Like my balls. That's what I gotta say. But yeah,
Hey, well,
awesome.
I also am dumping part of American fans.
Here we go.
I am fine when it comes to the Ryder Cup and we're chanting USA and everything like that. And like, I get it. This is Norwegian versus an American yesterday.
Yeah.
But these fans, it is getting a little bit like, I get the patriotism. I get the nationalism. I get it all. I understand. You're proud of your country and you will always be proud of your country. That is how it's always been in the U.S. Every single shot that Victor's about to take, they're chanting USA. Like, at some point, just hope for good golf. Like, I it's not a team sport. Like, yeah, I get it. You're cheering for your guy. But like, how do you not like Victor Hovland? He's a Norwegian. He's a Norwegian guy with a Georgia or like a fucking deep Texas accent.
And he just looks high 24/7.
Yeah.
I love Victor Hovland.
I can't stand in the regular tournament. Like when it was Matt Fitzpatrick versus Sam Burns or Cam Young.
I think so, yeah.
Coming down the end at, I think, Harbortown, for the RBC Heritage. And they're chanting, like, it's all right, it's fun, but then it just becomes like a Ryder Cup scenario where it's like, man, like, wait until fucking the next Ryder Cup in Northern Ireland. You didn't get as bad in fucking New York.
Yeah.
You know? I can't stand it. If it's a regular golf tournament, why are you chanting that? You know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so our two dumps were based pretty much just USA. It wasn't just USA shitting on Team Canada. It was like England, too. This English guy saw on just Twitter or TikTok right before this saying, "Oh, you're kissing the Canadian badge." Like, shut up.
Man,
like, all this stuff is so lame.
So you have to think about the fact that like that's been like your pride and soul of a sport for the last however many years. England has always been good. America just is always good at whatever sports they have. Fucking over 338 million people. They're going to be good at sports considering how many people. Yeah. Like, but for Canada, we're like, we have less than 100 million people in our country. We are going to like
40 million. Yeah. Like,
think about how many kids this is going to inspire to play soccer and like how much, like for coming up and stuff like that. And considering how everything's gone with hockey and stuff, for a country to get rallied behind a fucking soccer team that is doing things that have never been done before, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean,
no one wants to be,
honestly.
No one wants to be happy anymore. No one wants to just fucking... The World Cup's supposed to bring people together. You got fucking Mexican people chanting fucking Scottish chants. You got fucking Scottish people chanting fucking Mexican chants. Like, it's supposed to bring people together and bring people, like, joyous. And then Canada wins one game and everyone's like, oh, fuck you, Canada. Yeah, no. Go fuck yourself.
I agree. And listen...
Sorry, Elma.
No, she said she's cheering for Canada over because it'll likely it's Netherlands or Morocco, and she said she will be cheering for Canada over Netherlands. But
really,
listen,
crazy.
Listen, will we probably get clapped by one of those teams?
100%.
Probably. But yeah, we're top 16 team in the country. This is our third ever time. We've never gotten a point before. Last tournament, we've never scored a goal before. So like, that's awesome. And then the eruption of Davies went in, and then our captain, who I didn't know all the things around him with both his pairs, I think, passed away.
Yeah,
and everything. Yeah, so Estacchio, and I've listened to that call so many times. It's so sick. But yeah, no, awesome for Canada. I'm excited to watch the games today. Netherlands. It's crazy. Some of these round of 32, like Canada, obviously, a better team, but nothing crazy. And they play South Africa, who's not a great team. But then you have the Netherlands versus Morocco and some of these other countries. That's crazy.
You have the U.S. versus Bosnia, though.
Yeah. Oh, my God. If USA loses, I'll be so pumped. Can't remember the other matches. There's some other decent one. I know Portugal plays a decent team. But yeah, no, I've been hooked. I'm excited. Yeah, so today, there's going to be a lot of trades. I'm not going to break down, pick swaps, because that's just I don't care for that. We'll break down some of the draft, some surprises, definitely some surprises, I would say, early on. A lot of defensemen went in a row in that top 10. Talk about Knies, obviously. Talk about Seattle just trying to be relevant, and just their lead players just aren't letting them be relevant, but also they're kind of doing it to themselves, I would say. And yeah, a lot of movement. And again, kept hearing this big move come to Toronto. Obviously, it could still happen. I heard they're in on Werenski. We'll talk about that. Even though I heard Dallas is most likely the team, which at first I was like, how is that fucking possible? But then I heard Columbus would likely get a Thomas Harley, and Thomas Harley makes more than Werenski. So it's that makes a lot of sense. And Columbus is looking at young defensemen, so we'll talk about that. But yeah, I might just go rifle off some of these trades right now. The first one was Simon Nemec to Calgary. That kind of caught me off guard. For 2 first rounders, Calgary has a ton of picks from, previous trades. So New Jersey clearly just didn't really want to pay him, wanted to keep that cap space open, as well as just gain some draft capital. 2 firsts, but they're Vegas and Colorado, so nothing crazy. Also a second-round pick. I think both those picks are top 10 protected, of course. I like it for Calgary. I don't think, again, you're trading a Vegas and Colorado first, so who really gives a shit? And you still have so many picks. On the right side, you also have a Zane Parekh, who's coming up, more your offensive guy. So Simon Nemec can maybe be your both kind of two-way horse. That's why when the pick got to them at 6 and Chase Reed was still falling, I was like, they're not going to pick Chase Reed. Your right side will be loaded, but who's going to be your number one guy? They picked the farmer. Absolute guys ran the jean jacket, and everything was absolutely hilarious on the farm. That was awesome. But yeah, I don't mind it. New Jersey fans liked it, but they're still, it's like, okay, well, you better use those picks right away, and we'll still see. Yeah, the next William Eklund to Ottawa.
Kind of threw me off a bit.
I like it for Ottawa because, again, 9th overall pick. Eklund went 7th overall 3 years ago. The value makes sense. I think it's a great trade for San Jose. Obviously, that 9th pick, they ended up picking Verhoff, which we'll talk about San Jose. We'll talk about San Jose's draft. Was scary.
Fucking haul in this draft.
Yeah, and I like it for Eklund. I think he's buddies with who's the guy on Ottawa? I already forget. Is it Zetterlund? I like it. I don't think it's going to blow the doors off, but I mean, he's a skillful player. I think Ottawa's still waiting to do more.
Yeah, probably.
But they're still pretty mid of a team. I like their core, but they're not anything crazy. I know they made playoffs, but
even with Brady though, like what we talked about last week, we're not going to go in on Brady Tkachuk again. But even with Brady, they still were they're a good young team. But we always talked about how they needed to add pieces in. So, I feel like this is the start of it, and, maybe the GM is going to continue to add stuff, or maybe he's going to wait until through the season next year, but...
Well, rumors they were going to sign Robertson to an offer sheet, and he pretty much was just like, I'm not re-signing in Ottawa.
Yeah, Robertson's a little... We'll get to Robertson.
Yeah, we'll get to Robertson. Then
this guy doesn't want to take a fucking free handout out anywhere.
No. Then this one caught me off guard. I like it for both teams. Jordan Kyrou to Washington for McMichael. Milton Gashford ended 16th overall pick.
Dude,
I've always liked Washington.
Went out of their way to get some guys, dude.
I like Washington. Norton's a kind of a bigger, slower team, so getting some speed on the wing for Kyrou. I like that a lot. And McMichael, RFA, you don't know how much he's going to sign for. Had a down year. So you have Kyrou for $8 million for a few more years. Get some more speed on that wing, like I said. Great trade for St. Louis. You build up that middle with McMichael, get some more draft capital with 16th overall, which I think they used in the McTavish trade, I believe. Or no, they didn't, but still, they pretty much they had the 15th pick for the McTavish trade. Yeah, I like Washington a lot. They had a down year last year. They're likely to bring back Ovechkin. If he does come back, it won't be a fucking crazy deal. I don't think it'll be a 1-year deal worth whatever. He's worth it, but it won't be anything crazy.
It'll be.
And the deal, this is one we'll go more into depth of. This is a deal where I appreciate Chicago trying to be better and trying to make a run, but I don't know if this was it. So I heard Bowen Byram to Chicago, and I was like, it's a great trade for them. I'm a big fan of Bowen Byram. I think we talked about, Dahlin's obviously Buffalo's number one, but throughout the playoffs, I thought Bowen Byram was more their consistent player. I thought he was awesome. He played really good. Oh, yeah. And we're like, hey, Buffalo... or Chicago has some other picks. They have some prospects. Me and my brother texted him, there's no way it involves a 4th overall pick. Then obviously Elliot Friedman drops a bomb saying it involves a 4th overall pick. I'm like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I thought, okay, Chicago must be getting more. I think Bo Brown's great. But you're in the 4th.
Hello.
But then you get Jordan Greenway, but you dump his contract, $4 million. And then it's okay, well, sure. But then Chicago also gives away the 45th overall pick and a 6'8", 20-year-old defenseman, Louis Crevier. And it's just like, what the hell? And again, Chicago's pretty open. They're willing to trade that 4th overall pick to get better. And their D-corps needed some help, some more, I don't say veteran leadership, but some more established players. But yeah, that trade was wild. I didn't get it at all. And apparently now he wants a 4-year, $12 million contract. And
there you go.
Where the salary cap is not absurd.
It's
a little absurd.
The salary cap is moving.
But I don't know. Trust me, did Chicago get better? Yeah. I just don't think it was the right move.
But then Buffalo turned around and used the 4th overall pick to take who? What was his name? Daxon Rudolph, which that was a shock. I mean, I thought for sure it was Chase Reed, the way people hyped up Chase Reed. But I thought for sure it was going to be Chase Reed too, considering what happened. I was like, but, again, Chicago got better. That's what I mean. They got better. And
they have so many prospects. So I understand, like, I don't really give a shit for this 4th overall pick, but don't get rid of it for nothing. I'm not saying nothing, but don't get rid of it for less what the value is. But who knows? Maybe Byram becomes a 60, 70 point absolute workhorse. And I mean, hey, now he has motivation, so we'll see. But I just didn't really see the point of it. No. I know they were highly in on Knies, but obviously Toronto's ask for Knies was astronomical. So we'll see. We'll talk about that later as well. Alex Tuck again to Washington, another Washington move and a sign-in trade. So, I mean, 3rd round and David Camp, so nothing crazy. 8 years, $10.5 million. Again, 8 years, we said the same thing about Radish. I didn't hate the 8 years. Obviously, we didn't pay our guy $10.5 million. 8.5 by 8 is a little bit more understandable. But Alex, I don't think the money's crazy. I think the term, same thing with Radish, is a bit out there, but I don't know.
I was surprised they moved off of him. Like, I understand they probably didn't want to re-up his contract, but like, for a guy who's like, he's a Buffalo native, and I was just a little surprised that they moved off of him and they couldn't get something done.
And they're finally good. Like, they're now a good team.
That was what surprised me, is like, you're finally good. This guy obviously means a lot to the organization. Like, he was kind of the centerpiece of like talking about Buffalo going into the playoffs and stuff like that. And then just immediate sign and trade.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I guess if you're going to get like, what was his contract before? It couldn't have been anywhere close to that.
It was like $4 million.
Yeah, so like, you're going to get the bag from someone at the end of your career, because he's got to be what, mid-30s?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like 30, 31. Same thing as Radish. We're signing like an 8-year deal.
Yeah.
Maybe 29, actually. But yeah, I mean, I think for Washington, again, more speed down the wing. Their top 9 is one of the best in the NHL right now, up there with Florida and some other teams, obviously Carolina, Vegas.
Oh, he's 30.
He's 30. Okay, so he's, again, similar to the Radish deal.
So not horrible. Okay, yeah. I thought he was mid-30s. Maybe no, the way he looks.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard the Buffalo GM Kekalainen. He was not really upset about it at all. He's like, yeah, Tuck's a great player, wish him the best. Just, but we're happy to move on. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Next up, Colorado just absolutely just kind of dumping some players, freeing up some cap space to make a big swing. Obviously, freeing up for McCarr's contract next offseason. Jack Drury, Chase Bradley, and a 3rd-round pick in 2029 in Nashville for Fedor Chekhov and Zachary Leheroux, I think his name is. Both like young players, just kind of, again, just maybe get some youth in there. Jack Drury, probably one of the better 4th-line centers in the league. He then signs, I think he signed like a 4x5 and a 4.5 to Nashville. It's a lot, but again, that's how much a good 4th-line center is going to cost nowadays. And yeah, just Colorado just freeing up some space, getting some more draft capital. Same thing, they traded Nichushkin to Columbus for a 2nd-round pick, a 3rd, and a 5th. Again, he makes $5 million. Worth it, I would say.
Yeah, I was going to say, he played pretty well last year, too.
No, I like him. Like, again, $5 million for a kind of a middle 6, big power forward. You're trying to figure out some cap space.
I always get him and Nikishin. I get them mixed up.
2 big Russians,
dude. What? Yeah, when they said Nichushkin, I was like, no way. And then I looked, I was like, oh, that's the wrong guy.
Yeah, so yeah, Colorado's freeing up some space. I think it makes a lot of sense. Garnet Hathaway to the Panthers just adds another rat to that team, and then
team of rats.
Yeah, Olin Zellweger to Buffalo. I really wanted Olin Zellweger, but I guess with the trade of us getting that Andre guy from Philly. Yeah, maybe it's too much space or not enough space for Toronto. Just for a 2nd-round pick, that's kind of what I expected. That's what I expected maybe Toronto to do. I don't hate it for Buffalo. I guess losing Byram, they just want another guy for that left side. Then Andre Burakovsky to Ottawa. Again, just trying to fill up their roster, trying to just get some pieces that are cheap. And then some of the bigger trades started to happen. Jaded Peterka to Boston for the 23rd overall pick. And then Florida's 2028 first, which is top 10 protected. Yeah, Boston needed to do something. They were not doing anything. They got to help out Pasta. He didn't have a bad year, and he's on a pretty favorable contract. Obviously, I think Buffalo won out that trade. If we talk numerous times of Josh Doan and obviously Kessling that moves on, but Josh Doan alone, I think you take that trade easily. But also, there's some more speed down the wing to help out with Pasta. I don't hate it for Boston either.
No, he did have a bit of a down year this year.
I think people expected him to get like 30, and he just did not really produce.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like it for Boston. It's just, I think maybe a change of scenery would be good for them, good for him. But I don't know. With the way that Utah played this year, you would have thought he maybe would have been kind of a standout on that team, but I guess not.
Yeah, and I love it for Utah. You get 2 firsts. Obviously, I'm not sure what they did. I can't remember who they picked for the 23rd, if they traded it. And obviously, the Florida's picks down the road, and it could be a very good pick. Sorry, no, it could not be. It probably won't be a very good pick in 2028, but still, I get some value. And I think they're really freeing up some space for a big move here. The Utah owner's always been all in. I think he's ready to make some moves. Obviously, I think they'll be in on Werenski. They'll be in on Hellebuyck. They'll be on a lot of players, so we'll see. Then the big trade, this one, I thought it was pretty 50-50 where if Pavel Dorofeyev will get traded or not. Again, Vegas is up against the cap. An RFA, a player who, is making, $3-4 million, and he's going to sign a 10-plus deal. You can't really free up that space. He's had troubles in the playoffs before, but I thought throughout the playoffs he was actually pretty consistent.
He played really
good.
Well.
And he's an absolute sniper. So great trade for Vegas. I would say you just get rid of a first and then some other draft capital. I think it was a 2028 first from New York, top 10 protected. New York, I don't really get it. Yes, you sign a young player, you get him to a lot of money, but it could just end up being, he could end up being a consistent 40-40 guy.
I was going to say,
I don't hate it.
Me, $11 million just seemed like a lot. Like, he's played well. Like, he played well this year and I think he was a leading scorer on Vegas this year.
I think goal-wise, yes. I'm not sure about points.
Yeah. I don't think points, but I think he's a leading scorer. But, I don't know.
Who's he going to play with in New York? Who's he going to play with?
The thing is, he's not going to have Jack Eichel, Mark Stone, and fucking Mitch Marner and all these other guys feeding on the puck. That lineup was gross. What?
Yeah. I'm not saying he can't drive the play. A lot of times in the playoffs, he did just get the puck and absolutely rip it. So he can still probably get 30, but it's and I'm still a big fan of Lafreniere, and I like Gabe Perreault coming up. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be shocked if he kind of produces the same numbers. I still think he could be good, but I was a bit iffy for New York because they're in a tough spot. They might trade Trocheck. I've heard Lafreniere's name out there. And if you trade those guys, you're kind of setting them up for failure. And then you just sign them to $77 million fucking dollars.
Yeah, that seems a little crazy to me.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what Vegas does too. I know they've been on a few guys here, so we'll see. Then Mason McTavish to St. Louis for the 15th and 29th overall pick. Like it for both sides. Free up some space in Anaheim. You get some more draft capital. In St. Louis, you get some more youth. I've always spoke highly of McTavish. I've always wanted him in Toronto. He's a bulldog. He just kind of inconsistent, and he's not a great skater. He's kind of like Tavares, really good with the puck, protecting the puck. But getting from point A to B isn't his best. So if he gets some better boots, he could probably be a lot more effective player. I mean, we're talking about, 23-year-old, third overall young pick. Kid. Or still $7 million for 5 or 6 more years. It's not going to kill you, especially if you're St. Louis. You traded Kyrou, get some more youth down the middle. I don't hate it at all for either side. In Anaheim, they've tasted playoffs. And as well, they have a ton of cap space, but they're going to have to sign Leo Carlson and Cutter Gauthier this offseason, as well as they only have 2D under contract, Lacombe. And I'm not sure who else, Radko Gudas, John Carlson, obviously was traded, or at least his rights were traded. Trouba's a free agent, so they got to make some moves, but they have a ton of money to do so. Then some other moves quickly. Sebastian Cossa to Utah from Detroit for the 23rd overall pick. He was kind of their highly touted goalie prospect there. They had 2, trade one of. I'm kind of shocked he went for a first. They were saying for a second round pick for a long time, but end of the day, he went for a first. And then the last little pieces of the whole tree living era gone. Trade Brandon Carlo to the Blues for a pair of third. I think it was 73rd and 76th. Just terrible asset management. And this is not on Chayka whatsoever. This is what the value of him at Carlo at that time was. Yeah. I think he has one more year at 3.5-ish million, maybe 4 million. Again, at the time, and I made a video recently about I graded all of Tree Living's trades, and I graded them how I felt at the time, which this again, I knew it would be an overpay. I graded how I was at the time, and then just how it kind of turned out. So 2 different grades. And again, at the time, I knew it was an overpay. I knew it was a lot of first and Minton. I knew it was a ton, but I was like, hey, Toronto's going to win the Atlantic. We're going to play a powerhouse in Florida or Tampa. We got to stack up. And so I was okay with the overpay. But then it turned horrible. Minton obviously turned into a great young centerman. He's going to keep improving in Boston. Obviously, we ended up keeping that pick for the first overall, but Boston still has our pick down the line, and we trade Carlo for 2/3. It's just one of the worst flip-flop trades in history, at least for Toronto. And Carlo, I expected more from him. He played horribly. And then it all dates back to Matthews loses fucking leg, and Carlo look at the whole thing and skates away. That was kind of the last straw for me. Yeah. That was it. I was like, hey, you know what? Play physical. We're not asking you to move the puck, get points. And then he didn't do either. So I was like, hey, we have to go. I didn't really care what the return was. Let's just relieve some cap space, get some draft capital, get rid of him. I was tired of it. That's kind of last bit of the trades. Obviously, John Carlson also rights are traded to Carolina. For anyone confused, it's similar to when Toronto traded the rights or got the rights for Chris Tanev. It's literally just so you can talk to him for 2 days earlier or a few days earlier. Like at that age, you're not signing him to that 8-7 year deal. Why you see a lot of these signing trades, similar to the Marner one, similar to the Radish one. It's more to just talk to him a few days earlier, see what his thoughts are, kind of sell him on your team and his role on the team. So we'll see. Carolina, they're in a scary spot because they won and they have so many assets. They're like, we may trade Nikishin just because of the capital, or we don't really want to sign him to a big contract. And you can still win without him. Here they might bring in Hellebuyck, which is scary as hell.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
they made an offer for Hellebuyck, did they not?
I think it was Nikishin and a first.
Yeah,
I like that deal. I'm still very high on Nikishin. I think he can still bring in some value, and I think go to a good team. Like he had 1 point in the playoffs. But I watched him play. I think he can log like 20 minutes for a young team or another team. Like I like him a lot. I understand the risk of bringing him on. He may want a big contract, but I like him, man. He played a lot of pro hockey in the KHL. He has an absolute cannon of a shot. He plays that second unit power play for Carolina, mainly because of his shot. And he's a horse. He can get up and down the ice. Again, the risk of the whole contract. But I would, like for Toronto, like I would love to bring him in. I don't think he's on their radar at all.
Oh,
but
not.
I would love to bring him in. And I think he can still be a valuable piece.
I have a feeling
team.
We're going to hear about Werenski right after we end this fucking podcast.
I know. It'll be the same fucking thing as usual. And I think, we talk about Werenski right now. Like it is, Columbus is just completely in a dumpster fire now.
Oh, your buddy Nick Alberger said if Patrick Kane gets to the market, I expect Toronto to be in the mix, eh?
I don't, sure. I don't hate it. I've been hearing Patrick Kane to Toronto for years now. Again, if it's cheap, you have to play him in a top 6 role, though. He's not playing bottom 6 minutes for you. Like, that's just not his game. I don't really see the need for it, to be honest with you. I think it'd be cool if it was a really cheap deal, but I don't really care for it. I don't think that's what our need is. I hear rumors of Toronto bringing in like a Boone Jenner. I like that. Some depth centerman down, especially with Domi. Not sure how long he's going to be out for. But yeah, Werenski, it's going to cost a lot. Like you're talking about, Quinn Hughes went for like a 4 first round pick value. It's going to be that. And Don Waddell came out and said they don't just want picks, they want players. They want some players that can help their roster now. I think those types of, when those big players get on the market, right, in a team that's like, they're not Vancouver. Vancouver was not going to be good. Like Columbus still has some pieces. Obviously, if you lose Werenski, you're going to shoot down quite a bit. They wanted some young players who can still play right back. I think that almost just saves their ass and their job security.
Yeah, probably.
Because like they still want to be relevant, they still want to be competitive. Then they trade for say 5 first round picks. It's a lot of value, but ownership's gonna probably kick your ass to the curb. That's not what they want. Like that's why I'm hearing Dallas makes a ton of sense. Thomas Harley, down year, a little bit expendable because of his contract. Columbus willing to eat that. He's locked in for 6 or 7 more years at 10.5. You're definitely going to get some first round picks or whatever from Dallas. That makes a ton of sense. If you're talking about Toronto, it's going to have to be Knies. Like it's going to have to be going the other way. But I don't think much more. Or I shouldn't say much more, but it'll be Knies as the starting point. Probably be Colorado's first that we own. Probably be maybe Hildeby or maybe be Danford or something like that, right? Like it will be a sizable contract or sizable return. But yeah, I'm hearing other teams like Philly. I think I heard Carolina at one point, which is hilarious. I don't know how that's possible. But yeah, I don't know. It's you could say like Dylan Larkin kind of started that trend of the American teams. They want to win so bad, and they've been in their place a long time. They thought, or they showed their loyalty, I guess, in their eyes, which I guess they have. But obviously, people see loyalty as seeing it till the end. But when is the end? Like these players want to fucking win.
Yeah, they
right?
want to win now. They don't care about fucking.
Much as I hate some of those American players, at the same time, it's like you really did show loyalty for 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's at one point, like when does loyalty dry out? You can say loyalty dries after 20 years, like the Ray Bourque going to Colorado year 21 and finally winning. That's hard to do. Like these guys they're still in their prime. He won a Norris Trophy. Like he wants to win, and he has shown his promise in Columbus for a long time. He showed his love, but I think it's just they tasted win. They can taste what it feels like, and they know right now is the time. 2 years left. That's a lot more favorable contract to trade for, similar with Quinn Hughes. It's going to be a lot. And I'm willing to trade Knies for Zach Werenski. I was nervous to trade Knies for a pick.
Yeah,
and maybe some other, but I'm like established number 1 D man. I'm willing to do that, of course. And Can we talk about some of these mock trades for Matthew Knies? Like, I love Matthew Knies to death,
Dude, some
and
of
I
them
do
are
value him.
insane.
I love I value him very high. Like some of these trades, like someone said the 5th overall pick in Adam Fox.
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy.
Like you're telling me Chase Reed and Adam Fox is worth Matthew Knies? And yes, again, we've been talking about Matthew Knies for fucking months now. Like contract, age, style of play, like everything. Like he is a valuable piece, right? That's why people weren't fans of the Montreal rumor trade. But we're talking about a former Norris winning defenseman who's still in the middle of his prime. Get him on a good team. He can win a Norris again. And then 5th overall pick who could have gotten us a Chase Reed or something like that. Yeah, I'll do that. Like that makes zero sense for New York. And that's just an absolute fleecing, in my opinion. Again, we praise Matthew Knies all day long, but what are some other trades? There's some other trades that were fucking absurd.
Some other ones were ridiculous. One was like, I saw one that was like the 2nd overall pick. You trade Knies and Riley for the 2nd overall pick and Michael Misa.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
Like,
so we get Ivar Stenberg and Michael Misa for Knies and dumping Riley's contract?
And we still
Like,
have we get McKenna, Stenberg, and Misa. Yeah, sick,
and we
dude,
give up Knies and we dump Riley's 7.5 million sheets for 5 more years. Yeah, I'll do that.
It makes a ton of sense, yeah.
It's crazy.
Another one was like...
Well, the Chicago one, the reason it didn't go through is because we wanted to get the 4th overall
pick. It was
pick.
the
that
4th
was on
and
the
like
table.
Frank Nazar.
Which that one... That's a lot, but I could see that one going, like, that one's not as crazy, but it was, another one was like 4th overall in like Anton Frundell, who was our 3rd overall pick last year, who came in at the end of the season, had 12 points in like 10 games. Who's like their future could be number 1 center, like him and Bedard. It's like, I love Nicey, but holy shit. Like,
some of them
are
crazy.
McDavid.
Some of them were crazy, man.
Again,
like,
I'm very happy we kept him. Again, I think the only way he gets traded now, if it is like a Zach Werenski or something like that.
People saying that he's going to be upset and lose his mind because that he was talked about in these trade rumors. I know we've talked about it and everything, but like at the end of the day, it's a business. It's a business, and you're a grown man. And like, yeah, you can be upset about it, but also at the same time, it's like, it's just going to happen. And because it's in the NHL or because it's a professional league, it's going to be talked about a ton.
100%.
And it's going to be, especially with what has happened over the last few weeks with all these trades and everything that's gone through, you're just in a major market. And like, I don't know. I think it's just all about perspective and how you take it. Like, yeah, it's shitty to find out that your name might be on the chopping block. But
for like a month or two now.
Yeah,
like
also, I'm sorry.
Now.
Millie is going nuts on a bone right now.
She's like, don't trade Knies.
Yeah. She's going nuts. But yeah, your name has been talked about for a long time. So yeah, like, but also, I don't know. The way you're being talked about, that someone believes that you are worth a 2nd
Connor
overall
McDavid
pick.
And Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah. You're worth a 2nd overall pick, Michael Misa, to the Sharks. Like,
I hope he looks at it like, I think he's almost come out. I think someone asked him, I don't know, it was earlier in the year, but at the deadline when his name was kind of being brought up a little bit. I think they asked him like, they're like, oh, is that a compliment? And he's like, no, not really. Like, I want to stay here. Like, he didn't really at that time. But I think hopefully at this time he takes it like, dude, like, teams are offering half the roster for me, and Leafs still have this trust in me. So I hope he kind of looks at it this way. Like,
if you
they're going to look at it, but you got to look at it both ways.
If you think Chaika isn't talking to him, like all this shit,
I hope so.
Chaika definitely have to be talking to him and be like, look, our teams, are we interested in what teams? But yeah, we are definitely interested in what teams are going to give for you. But this is what I said last week too. It's like, okay, this guy, he played great last year. But he's still like what, a minus fucking 30? Yeah. So like, played great last year. So you're listening to what teams are going to say, or you're giving like, people are saying that Chaiko's fishing. Okay, cool. But teams were definitely interested in giving like a 1st round pick plus like maybe a player, which is crazy. Imagine this guy puts up 70 to 80 points and is like a plus 10.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Now you're actually getting into the range where it would make some sense. I mean, like with the way that this whole team is going to be shaped, he's going to have a bigger role. You know what I mean?
That's why I didn't see the rush in trading him. Like, we have a better roster this year. We just do. Do I expect us to win the division? No, but I think we could be a top 3 team in the Atlantic, or at least maybe snatch a wild card. And what if he has like an 80-point better year? Now teams are offering him, Zach Werenski type packages. Like, hey, now it's a bit more enticing. I just didn't see the rush in it. Again, he has 5 or 6 more years on his contract. And again, even then, I probably would want to trade him less if he has that 80-point Brady Tkachuk, physical, also gets point, everything like that type of year. Then so no, I think he's safe again. It'll be a Zach Werenski type like a trade. Obviously, Dallas had something in store with the 7th overall pick. We'll talk about Robertson, but yeah, apparently he was going to go to Seattle, Robertson, and Dallas with the 7th overall pick, and then that 7th overall pick would get flipped for Knies, which obviously Seattle ended up getting Chase Reed. But yeah, I think he's safe. I think it's very safe to say he's safe for the future and definitely before the season starts, in my opinion. But Leafs are still going to be aggressive. Free agency starts. I think free agency starts when this comes out. Oh yeah, by the way, happy Canada Day when this comes out. It'll be Canada Day when this comes out. So Canada Day episode. So yeah, and now we'll talk about some of these signs before maybe I'll break down at least the top few picks of the draft. Zach Benson, love this signing for Buffalo, 7 by 7.5, great deal. One of Buffalo's best players in the playoffs. A rat, 7.5, easy money. I'll take that all day for him. Tony DeAngelo, 2 years, 4.5, nothing crazy. Jordan Spence, I don't know why Ottawa's trying to trade this guy. He had like 30 points, and their right side stinks. And then you only pay him $5 million for 4 more years. Like I thought it was crazy that he was even on the block.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so a great trade for them, a great signing for them. Brett Kulak, this old veteran defenseman, basically signs a 5 by 5. Hilarious, but I thought he was great in Colorado. And I'll keep saying it till we retire this podcast. Like that's with the way the cap's going, that's how much a 5th, 6th overall shutdown defenseman is going to make. Again, it is a lot, but that's the way it's going to go. Burnsy, he's not done yet. One more year, 850. Yeah, I think it's around there, 800. But yeah, I mean, why not? He plays fucking 82 games a year. He's better than the average defenseman. Why the fuck not?
He's going to put it in, dude. He's going to
100%.
Workhorse.
And then Brant Clark. Shocking that it took this long, but 5 years, 7.5. I'll take that all day if I'm LA. Young offensive defenseman.
I think
not going to kill you with the cap.
The Sabres just extended
Malstein.
It's like 2 years, six.
Yeah, it was a Florida
6
Panthers.
years, $2 million AAV.
Yeah, it's a Florida Panthers contract.
That's crazy.
Love that. And yeah, let's get into the draft here. Just we'll talk about. I'm not going to write down every pick, but yeah, love what Toronto did. Obviously, besides just McKenna, like reading what. Like, we got a guy who played for Team Canada at the World Juniors. He slipped to the 3rd round defenseman. Take that all day. Some other guys who slipped. But yeah, I mean, Gavin McKenna, I was pumped. I don't know, talking about Justin Bieber on stage.
Yeah, that was horrible. No, it was horrible. Okay, let's talk. I was going to dump this. Let's talk about this.
All right.
This is cool that they had Justin Bieber introduce him and everything like that. Stand up there and say, with the 1st overall pick in the 2026 NHL Draft. Don't go, Mr. McKenna, we would like to draft you. What are we doing?
It was cool walking up on stage, everything. Like, McKenna's song was Yukon, which is where he's from. And
I thought it was so awkward.
But then, yeah, when he said Mr. McKenna, like, you dream of the team saying the Toronto Maple Leafs are proud to select. Like, that's what you dream of. That. So that was a thing. And yeah, but whatever. It was awesome to see him drafted. He threw out the first pitch at the Jays game the other day. I'm excited. I'm very excited. The first 3 picks, no real surprise. Ivar.
I was surprised, but I'm not going to lie. The Malhotra thing kind of threw me for a loop. Because everything you heard before the draft was that he was not going to be selected.
I heard Reed. His name was going to be Vancouver. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was going to go Reed. And then I thought Buffalo was going to take, if Verhoff slipped, I thought Buffalo was going to take Verhoff. Then I didn't see Albert Smits going 5th.
No,
like, the Latvian kid, he's good. Like, he played great in the Olympics, and he played great in the World Juniors, but I didn't see him going 5th.
So like, the main guy, he said that it's a reach, but at the same time, Albert Smits, because I was pro hockey, Olympics, like, played against men hockey he's played.
Yeah.
He will play next year. Like, he's that ready, and his ceiling is probably the lowest, but his floor, they said, is the highest.
Yeah,
like, he can play right away. Like, he can play right now. So I think that's why they like him. Carson Carroll's good old Farmer. Love that for them. His name kind of skyrocketed the last few months or so. Liked him at World Juniors. Just a big lefty. Again, you have Nemec, and you have now you have Peterka as well. Get that left side. I like it a lot. And you also have White Cloud too on the right side, so I like that a lot. Chase Reed, I mean, that just falls into Seattle's lap. And I'm going to talk about Seattle's management in a little bit here. But yeah, teams had Chase Reed potentially going 2nd. I think I had him going 2nd. If before the Eklund trade kind of solidified San Jose pick and Stenberg. But yeah, he slipped. I love Vigo Bjork. A lot of teams had Vio Bjork being very high. A gritty, smaller, but stocky centerman. Played great at World Champions, World Juniors. Winnipeg needs centermen like that.
I was a little surprised that, San Jose just fleeced everyone. But I was a little surprised that, like, say, Toronto obviously was always taking McKenna. For me, it was a toss-up until the Eklund trade, and then I figured Stenberg was going to go at 2. Then Vancouver, and I was just surprised that I thought Vancouver was going to take Bjork, even though, like...
3rd, really?
Well, I didn't think I did not think he was going to take, like, I didn't think the management was going to take his son. Even for as good as he is, I just didn't see it happening. I don't know why, but I mean, it was cool. I didn't know his uncle was fucking Steve Nash either. And that was wild. And then, like, the slew of 4 D-man kind of threw me off. Like, I figured Buffalo was going to go D. I was a little surprised about New York. Calgary makes sense. And then Seattle made sense to me because you get Chase Breed at 7 is crazy. But I thought New York would have went, like, I was just a little surprised.
New York, I thought when Rudolph went 4, I was like, oh, New York just got to steal and Chase Reed. Get a guy to play under Adam Fox for a few years.
Yeah,
and maybe move on from Fox.
Surprised.
But yeah, it was a bit surprising. But yeah, then Keane Veroff. So what was San Jose's issue? They needed defensemen. There's a chance that Keane Veroff could have went 2. Like, before the season, he was that guy like who was battling McKenna for number 1. Yeah. And then down year, went to college, same thing as McKenna. And then you get a better player than Eklund, like a way better, more complete NHL player in Stenberg. And guess what? Keaton Verhoff falls to 9. And you get Keaton Verhoff, and then you get a player who also slipped, a right-handed shot to a defenseman, Ryan Lynn, who was projected like 15th at 1 or 12, and then he goes in like the 20s, like 23rd or something. So just an absolute 21st master class by San Jose. And this is a team that's going to compete next season. And yeah, I mean, Verhoff said he hopes to play next year. I think a lot of draft picks say that. I think another year at North Dakota, maybe one of those play till playoffs, and then you kind of sign burn your first year. But yeah,
that's a lot of things that people were saying of why he was falling too is because of the college thing.
Yeah, but again, it's fucking pick number 9 all day. I love that. Scary for San Jose. One of my buddies on my beer league team that says he actually is a Sharks fan, which is surprising. And yeah, he was absolutely fired up. He was so juiced. And now I'm hearing Werenski to San Jose rumors. I don't know. I mean, I love that for San Jose. I just don't know with already taking the second. I feel if they use the second overall pick, obviously it would have made a lot more sense. But now I don't know what they would do. I really don't think they want to move off that core of Smith, Misa, or any of their defensemen. So we'll see what they'd have to do. But yeah, great draft for Toronto. Toronto's depth in this draft was awesome too. Some cool stories. Obviously, the Ruck twins both getting drafted to Pittsburgh was really cool. The kid who went, I think, 31st or 32nd, I think Jackson Crover to Ottawa, was born, I don't know if he was born, but he grew up in the Cayman Islands, didn't play organized hockey till he was 13, and then he went first round to Ottawa, which is incredible. Yeah, last things, we already talked about Leafs, we already talked about Knies, the pick, and everything. I do want to just end off with Seattle. People can say all they want about they tried to get Panarin at 2x14. They tried to get Robertson at 8-year, $15 million. It really, yes, they're trying to be more relevant. It's been poor management from the start. And the reason is first off, their development hasn't been great. Like Shane Wright hasn't really turned up. Matty Beniers, after a good rookie year, has kind of fallen off. And Chase Reed's their first defenseman they've drafted in the first round in their history, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
and you have these young guys. I'm not saying like all development's on the team and the young guys haven't been the best, but you sign these mid fucking free agents, and mid as in like slightly above average, like just a slightly above average player, like a Chandler Stevenson. You sign him to a 7x7. You try to you sign Bobby McMahon to a 6x6. I love Bobby. Good for him. 6x6. Holy shit. And you sign these mid players, but then you drop these young players that playing these minutes. They're like their third line role now or second line role now. And then again, like Shane Wright just didn't play great this year. And last year he showed some promise. They're going to continue to be middle if they keep signing above average players. And then you get picks to, I know they had the 7th overall pick, but then you get picks from, 12 to 18. And I'm not saying those aren't good picks, but those aren't going to be guys you build around. Like obviously you get Steele and Chase Reed. That's awesome. But you keep lowering these guys in the lineup. You keep signing these mid-ass players, and you're never going to be dog shit, but you're going to be middle of the pack where you just cannot get that generational, foundational piece. And you could say why would Robertson want to sign there? It's not really the city. Obviously, you could talk about how their income tax, they passed the bill where they're getting the billionaire tax or whatever, where they were a no income tax state in Washington, but now they're going up to like 9.9% or something. Yeah. So that's another downfall for them.
Well, no,
and it's all coming together. It's just not great in Seattle.
I think it is like for Shane Wright and these young players, you can't be stuck down in the bottom. Like if your team, Seattle is decent. And they've always been kind of like what you're saying, middle of the pack. But like you have to be able to give these young players minutes. Like,
yeah,
I mean, and obviously Matthew Schaefer is a unicorn in today's league. But like, look at the amount of minutes this kid played from the get-go to what he produced.
Yeah,
I'm not saying this is going to work with everyone, but you're putting yourself at a disadvantage if you're not giving these young kids actual minutes in the man's game. These kids only know like World Juniors, AHL, like they're playing a game against where they're like the fucking biggest fish in the small pond. Then they get to the NHL and it's like, holy shit, there's fucking absolute grown men I have to play against and I'm getting 10 minutes a night. Like, I'm not saying they need 20 minutes, but at least bump it to 15.
Like imagine if New York signed like 2 defensemen to like 5x5. It's like, hey, like I'm not saying Schaefer should have been playing 25 minutes. Obviously, he showed why he should have been, but it's like now he's bumping him down, and it's again like what Shane Wright at one point. I think we talked about he was playing like 10 minutes a game.
Yeah, you need more than that,
it's
especially
crazy.
for a young guy who's touted. Like these young players, like McKenna, for example, he needs to work hard to get into the lineup, and he'll get minutes. But like if you're Hiller, you have to know you have to play him.
Yeah.
Like you have to put him in, you have to play him, you have to get him up to speed with what today's game is if you want him to be a generational piece in your team.
Yeah.
You know
and all
what
the
I mean?
old hardos will say like, oh, you have to earn your rights. I'm like, yes, we got to give him the opportunity.
Yeah, you got to earn your spot.
Like if he has one bad shift, it's like you can't just sit him. You can't just sit him for the whole rest of the period.
The game has changed so much, and like it's this. The old timers have a point in saying yes, you have to earn your spot, but like it's a little bit more nuanced in where they earn their spot by playing in the big time. They don't earn their spot by like working their ways from like the fourth line to the first line.
Yeah,
like you earn your play by like look at what Cowboy did this year. Cowboy got stuck in the lineup, and yes, he played well, and then he played bad. And like Berube, I think for what he did with like Easton Cowan, he did a pretty good job at getting him up to speed in this type of game. And then you saw him go back down and play with the Marlies. And when he made a bad shift or he had a bad play, he came back the next game and played 10 times better. You know what I mean? And there's 100%. There's a thing to be said about the way that he went through like the process of being, and especially playing for the Leafs or something. Like if you're playing for the Seattle Kraken. If you're playing for the Seattle Kraken, no one fucking like, sorry Kraken fans, but no one gives a shit. No one cares as much as the Toronto Maple Leafs fans do. You're going to be shit on.
Yeah. And same thing with like the new defenseman we got in Andre. It's like when we got Andre, like, hey, this really depends his development on our new coach. And if Hiller's got to play him, you're an offensive puck moving defenseman. You can't play him every other game. I'm not saying he should be 100% in the lineup every single night, but you got to give him the opportunity to move the puck. Defensive defensemen can kind of earn their way a bit more because they block a shot, make some hits. The coach is going to love you, but moving the puck, you got to feel that puck. You got to get your minutes, right?
And also, if you're trading for someone or you're making these moves or whatever, it's like at some point, stick to your guns and fucking put the guy in the lineup.
100%.
Don't be half in, half out. You can't be half pregnant. Like, you know what I mean? You can't be half pregnant. Fucking make a decision. Put this guy in the lineup or fucking trade him or get rid of him or send him down. Make a decision. Like, I can't stand that shit today. Like, where it's like, oh, we want to give you these amount of minutes. And like, I get it, especially when it gets later into the season. You're not going to bring guys up. But if it gets later into the season, like last year where the Leafs were completely like, basically going to be out of it, Cowan got way more minutes. Like that's when you bring these young guys up. Look at Gruel. Gruel came in, got way more minutes, played really well. Like you might as well put these guys in if you're not sure. And for this next coming Leaf season, there's a lot of question marks still. Like we missed the playoffs last year after going to the playoffs for the last 9 years. There's a lot of question marks. Fucking play McKenna. He's a first overall pick. Fucking put Cowan in there. Like get these guys minutes so that way when it comes down to you're looking 2, 3, 4 years down the road, these guys are now veterans of the game, not veterans of the game, but they have real playing experience in the NHL. When you're going up against these bigger teams, they can still fucking figure it out. Know what I mean?
Love it. Can't be half pregnant. Never heard that before.
Really? My mom uses that saying all the time.
Maybe family saying.
Maybe I get a little indecisive sometimes. She listens. She's like, Jackson, you can't be half pregnant. Fucking make it.
I mean, hey, facts.
It's true, man.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean that's all we got for the hockey. I mean, I can't wait to hear
let's
just
talk about
Brandon
this fucking idiot.
Ayuk. Let's talk about Brandon Ayuk. I mean,
Okay.
like, it's just
I'm going to go through some statistics. How much money? What do you think year he is in of his 4-year contract?
in San Fran.
Yeah.
I mean, when's the last time he played?
Last time
2
he
years?
played was 2024.
I would think if he started week 1, that would be his 3rd year.
Yes. So technically he's in
Yeah.
his 2nd year of a 4-year contract. What do you think his extension was?
2 years?
His extension, no, the money,
Oh, the money, like how much he makes per year.
just overall, or how much he makes per year.
Per year would be easier. 15 to 20 million. Like I'm not
30
sure what the 30 home. There it is.
It's 4-year, $121 million contract. Let's go through.
Does he want to get paid more? Like I'm so
No, he
confused
just doesn't
with
want to be
this.
there. So basically what it is that the deal includes $76 million in guaranteed. San Fran voided his 2026 guaranteed salary due to his failure to come to like team meetings,
Yep.
like obligations, whatever. So basically he remains under contract with them till 2028 because he signed this deal in 2024. Then got injured in 2024 with the knee injury and then had the falling out with the front office.
Yeah.
Then that is when his guarantee money was voided. So the team can basically release or trade him and not have a significant financial, like, they're not going to kill them financially. But basically, he really just wants to leave the team. My entire problem with this is he was on pace, basically 2020, first year in the league, 60 receptions, 748 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Good. 2021, 56 receptions, 826 yards, 5 touchdowns, same kind of season. Then 2022 kind of booms. Over 1,000 yards receiving, 78 receptions, 8 touchdowns. 2023, 1,300 yards, 76 is the longest, whatever, and then 7 touchdowns. So he's trending. And then 2024, big knee injury. Like, what are we doing going on? Like, if he wants to go to Washington, like, if you're the 49ers, yes, it is shitty that you have a bit of a stranglehold on the rest of his career, but also at the same time, like, this guy got paid $120 million, like, over $76 million in guaranteed money after 2 seasons over 1,000 yards. And yes, he looked like he was going to be the next coming to God for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
But they have continued to have team success on the field without him. And so, like, if you're sitting there, like, he's sitting there on social media, he's throwing bags of money on the ground. He's saying he wants to be with the Washington Commanders. Like, if I'm the 49ers, I'm going to sit there and be like, look, I don't have to do anything. Like, they don't have to do anything. They will still have to pay him, but they voided his guaranteed money. So, like, and also he's still coming off a giant knee injury. So if you're the Commanders, like, you are now most likely taking on a decent chunk of salary. You're getting a guy who is proven to be a diva. And, like, for what, man? Like, a guy who is averaged just under 1,000 yards a season for his 4 or 5 years in the league, maybe 6.
Fucking insane. Yeah.
And, like,
Nuts.
I get it. The big knee injury is shit. And, like, I feel horrible for him. I really hate to see guys injured. But you got a giant contract for $120 million, 4 years, 76, or like just under 100 million guaranteed. And you're going to sit here and, like, you have this falling out with the front office. And I don't know exactly what the falling out was about. So maybe I'm a bit misinformed. But, like, this is also the same team who is perennially good in a division that is probably one of the toughest divisions in the fucking NFC. And Washington is good, and they have a good young quarterback, and they have a young core, but their defense is shit. Like, and you're not going to a team like that. You're going to a team with a defensive-minded head coach in Dan Quinn, whereas you have Kyle Shanahan. Like, if you look at the Shanahan coaching tree, he is riddled throughout the entire NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got his blueprints fucking everywhere.
So, like, to me, it makes no sense why you're losing your shit on. So I cannot stand when fucking, like, I get it. You're in a business, you want to make money, and you got injured, and they voided part of your guaranteed money, and, like, I get that. But you're in a business, and you're a grown man. Be a grown man and fucking, like, come back from your injury and play for that team. And if you don't want to play for that team, like, I just don't understand how you can't be somewhat respectful. And, like, I get maybe it's just guaranteed money, and, like, or, like, I just don't understand why it had to be, like, I can't stand when people go on social media and do this shit. It's just, like, it's not the right way to do it. Like, if I had a problem with a job and I went on social media as a 25-year-old man, and I had a problem with my everyday job, which is basically what he has. He has a problem with his everyday job. But whether you want to consider whatever, that's his job. If I went on social media and said, can you believe that this company won't pay me this money, but they'll pay this guy this money and blah, 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 and they voided this part of my contract, but they kept this part of my contract, I'm fired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And because they got rid of the $76 million in guarantee, you failed to show up to your team, like to team meetings. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah.
You're failing to do an obligation. For 6 to 7 months of the year, you have to be fully tuned in on football. For one goal. One goal is to get to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. You win the Super Bowl, you get fucking way more money, you get way more contracts, you get way more sponsorships, especially as a touted receiver that's making $120 million a year and you can't show up. What do you mean you can't show up to work? What do you mean? You or I can't show up to work? Nothing. Like, you're getting paid millions of dollars to put on a fucking show for 6 months out of the year. Not even. From September till fucking like earliest January, you have to be on your A game, and in August and like for OTAs, which is optional. But you're getting paid, getting paid $30 million a year. Anything they need me to do, I'm there. I'm there. And I get it. There's disagreements and everything like that, but there should be a fine line of like, you're getting paid this much money. Yes, I'm going to show up.
Yeah.
You don't like what we're doing here. How can we help you? Or how can you help yourself? It's the exact same thing with all these other receivers, like AJ Brown thing. There's a lot that went on in the background that we probably don't know about. And it's not about the money and everything like that he's getting paid. But like all of these like wide receivers, these big time players, all this other stuff, like you're getting paid lots of money. And I'm not saying it's all about the money, but how hard is it to show up to work?
I agree.
And like, there's going to be a lot of people, and like, I am not against the players. I completely understand. I think the players, for the amount they put their body through, for the amount of shit that they go through and everything like that, they should be compensated. They should get guarantees. They should have all of this stuff. And I truly, truly believe that. But at the same time, show the fuck up to work. For making $30 million a year, show up to work.
I agree.
You show up to work, you don't lose $76 million in guaranteed money. Money you don't have to do anything for. For real. They giving you $66 million in guaranteed money based on the fact of how you run with a fucking football in your hand. And you can't show up. That shit pisses me off.
I can tell. Fucking Brandon Aiyuk.
That's wild, man. And then you want to go on Instagram and you want to throw $200,000 on
I don't even know why.
ground.
If I'm Washington, why do I even want him? Like, I don't get why I fucking want him. I don't get it.
If you're the Washington Commanders, it's like, okay,
you have Terry McLaurin, you have Debo say, why do you want this fucking? I'll watch my words, but like this guy makes $30 million a year as your third fucking receiver.
Yeah,
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't have anything else on that. That was because I just every now and then I'll forget about him. Then it's like, oh my god, this guy still is part of San Francisco. But
they have him for another 2 years if they want him.
It's crazy. Yeah, let's wrap this up here. We got PGA here. We got the John Deere Classic. I won the Travelers. Did you pick Spieth first, or did I pick Bradley first?
I think you picked Bradley first because he won it.
I think because I had Bradley, Bud, and Novak. You had Spieth, Fleetwood, and Hogue. I just edged out the win there, so now we're back tied at 11, and you can pick first for the John Deere.
I just had the link up. Okay, here we go. God damn. Some of these fucking events are just like absolutely filled with people this year.
I know.
I'm going to take, good God, too many people. Take Keith Mitchell.
Keith Mitchell, love it. Give me Max Homa. I just, I think he's had a few weeks out. He wasn't at the U.S. Open. I don't think he was at the Travelers. Yeah, so give me Max Homa. I love Max.
Give me Tom Kim. I don't think I've taken him yet. No, I took Siwoo.
Played a little bit better at the Travelers, kind of fell off near the end and everything, but I do love him. Give me Tony Finau. He had a really good first few days, then he kind of fell off on the weekend, but I'll take Tony.
I will take, this is such a weird one where like you know what, give me.
I already know who I'm going to pick. Thank you.
Fuck. I keep like going to pick a guy and then I see another guy's name and then I'm my mind's in a pretzel. Give me Max McGreevy.
He hasn't played since the Canadian Open, but I'll take the Canadian. Give me Mackenzie Hughes. All right.
Okay, I actually can't type on the document right now. I don't know why. So
yeah, okay. So
I got it. What the? He's either gonna get cut or he's gonna finish like top 20. All right. So for the John Deere Classic, Ryan has got Max Homa, Tony Finau, Mackenzie Hughes. I've got Keith Mitchell, Tom Kim, Max McGreevy.
There you go. All right, now just quick lock of the week. I think I can't remember what I had for my lock. I know I won it, but I deleted it. But I got Portugal moneyline versus Croatia. That's probably one of the top round of 32 games. And Bet the Farm, pretty much all the other round 32 games starting on the Wednesday. England, Moneyline, Belgium, USA, Spain, Portugal, Argentina, and Colombia.
All right. I've got Brazil over Japan today, Germany over Paraguay, and the Netherlands over Morocco. And then I also have, I basically took every single, for my Bet the Farm, I took every single knockout game over the next 3 days. I've got Brazil, Germany, the Netherlands. I've got Norway over the Ivory Coast. I've got France over Sweden. I've got Mexico over Ecuador, England over DR. I've got Senegal over Belgium. I've got the US over Bosnia, Spain over Austria, Portugal over Croatia, Switzerland over Algeria, Australia or Egypt over Australia, Argentina over Cape Verde, and I've got Colombia over Ghana. God damn it.
Nice.
I put $15 down and I could win $88,000.
Here we go.
That's a for real actual Bet the Farm. That's a for real.
Love it. Yeah, awesome. Obviously, go get your Rogue Energy, Hydration, Chill. Go use our promo code 10% off.
Spell it out.
BUDSMAFIA.
Here we go.
I had it on Saturday. I ran by my dad is a my dad's a biker. I know how much you'd probably hate that.
I felt so bad after it because I was like, I didn't know if your dad biked, but then I looked in on the road. I'm like, oh, Brian, don't even get me started. And then when
he stopped for a while because of just how moronic some bikers are.
Well, when it was for Sunday morning, I'm driving on Dundas and they're four wide, and he said that's disgusting. I was like, all right, this guy knows.
He gets it. Yeah, I know for sure. We went down by the lake and I went for a run. He bike ride. I was flying. I did my first sub 25-minute 5K in almost 50-minute 10K. Because I'm not used to running flat. Like, I live on a hill. You know where I live. Like, where we live is on a hill. So I'm usually going down to back up. So it's kind of hard to. So that was nice.
Dude, as soon as you started running on a flat surface, it just makes
I was flying. I was flying.
Difference.
And I had the Rogue hydration before. And so, yeah, go get yours. And yeah, it's a good long episode today. I think me and Jackson are hopping on the Checking From Behind podcast Saturday, either the next Saturday or the one after. I was on their podcast a few months ago. Great guys, Buffalo guys. Nice to chat with them. And yeah, go follow us. Go follow all our socials, Buds and Pucks at X, TikTok, and Instagram, as well as comment, like, subscribe on YouTube at Buds Mafia and our Spotify. Go follow that. Our podcast drops on Wednesdays, and I drop some Monday videos. Most recently, it's always been like trade package videos. Obviously it comes out on Wednesday. I made a Connor Hellebuyck trade package video, so go check that out. And we'll see you next week for episode 76. Here we go.
Tavares coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! They score! Holy mackerel, they score! Morgan Riley! Mo Riley! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round!
Gonna run for it, he got it!